Eberechi Eze changes everything for Arsenal, and in this video we're going to be breaking down why. We're going to be taking a look at the unique quality that Eze has that he could bring to this Arsenal side, how he revolutionises Arsenal's left flank, the new formation that he could unlock going forwards for Arsenal, and how all of this put together could make Arsenal unstoppable. Arsenal are building something special, and of that I believe there is no doubt. They already have arguably the best defence in the Premier League, but going forwards is a different question. At times you have too much being asked of Martin Odegaard. Being the main creative aspect of this Arsenal side has seemingly taken its toll. Declan Rice has been venturing forwards at times, but sometimes not necessarily able to add that creative flair that we know Arsenal require. While Bukayo Saka is absolutely fantastic, we know that they have something of a one-dimensional left flank, and that central attacking midfield channel, that left attacking midfield channel, is still somewhat vacant, with Odegaard favouring that right-hand side. Put all of this together and Arsenal require a player that is comfortable in tight spaces, happy to move centrally, but also really well utilised on that left-hand side. And they have found that exact player, because if we were to look at Eberechi Eze's heat map for Crystal Palace last season, we see just that. We see the utilisation of him out on this left-hand side. While he doesn't go towards the byline for the most part, he drifts inside centrally. And I believe, in combination with Miles Lewis-Skelly, that we'll have a look at a little bit later, they could have a wondrous partnership. But the way he drives centrally is absolutely important because of the way he's able to take duels. And that is a major part of Eze's game. In fact, when we take a look at this, his successful take-ons per 90 is higher than any other Arsenal player from last season. After playing 10 games, Eze has 2.33 successful take-ons per 90. Bukayo Saka, who is arguably one of the best in the Premier League at take-ons, has 2.14. That is the level of quality we're talking about with Eze, in the way that he's able to take the opposition out of the game once they try to close him down. It is a wondrous signing, and it will revolutionise the way that Arsenal go forwards, especially down that left-hand side. And it's moments like this that I think perfectly illustrate what Eberechi Eze could bring to this Arsenal squad, and the quality that he possesses that allows Arsenal just to take themselves to that next level. He finds himself against Brighton out on this left-hand channel, driving with the ball. He has runners off of the ball, but what he's going to do is take that outside channel and just move it inside. He's going to drive infield pretty brilliantly. He's got two players, one behind him, one in front, that are going to try to start to close him down. But because of his great 1v1 capability, because of his great driving and dribbling attributes, he's able to go forwards. But then what you're asking for him is to have that vision, to have the ability to find a player in space. In this particular moment, it's Sarr out on this far side. He finds him, he sees him, and he gets that pass to him pretty brilliantly. It's then from that moment that they're able to convert an opportunity, but it's due to his great driving capability that you can imagine him on that left flank for Arsenal, driving in field. It's absolutely superb. And it's from that that we can start to think about how he affects this Arsenal side. Extrapolate from that moment and imagine the relationships that he could start to develop with his Arsenal teammates, in particular out on that left-hand side with Miles Lewis-Skelly. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. What I really want to focus on is the balance that I think he brings this Arsenal side. Previously, as we've mentioned, Bukayo Saka does a lot of the creative movements. He is great at 1v1 opportunities, but at times that means that teams can almost focus on Bukayo Saka's side a little bit too much, leaving for 1v1 opportunities towards Martinelli, who can at times be somewhat one-dimensional. With Eze in this side, what you're now offering and what you're now giving is those two dimensions on both the left-hand side and the right-hand side. If we focus on the left-hand side to begin with, what you could start to see is Eze drifting infield. If he drifts infield, that has a knock-on effect for the way that Miles Lewis-Skelly goes forwards. Taking that left-hand channel, we mentioned the heat map that Eze had, and he didn't necessarily go towards the byline. I think this could be an indicator that Miles Lewis-Skelly could start to make some driving runs, just to start to give an extra option. That left foot whipping into the box is incredibly crucial, allowing for Eze to start to drift onto his right foot, allowing again for that balance, a outside cross and an infield cross. Keeping Viktor Gyökeres in mind as well. You need to give him service, you need to make sure he's there. But once he drifts in field, you're then creating that box formation that a lot of teams like. You're creating avenues for passing lanes. But at the same time, what else are you doing? You're really allowing for both Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi to maintain a good defensive hold. At times, we saw Arsenal, especially against Manchester United, quite open on the counter-attack, open with space in behind, with Rice and Zubimendi just dropped back a little bit, facilitating possession, but at the same time making sure they have that defensive solidity. I believe it will make Arsenal that much better. As for Eze, what he also gives is the ability to drag players away, and we need to take players away from Bukayo Saka and give him the space to be able to do his own game as well. Eze does that. Eze drags people towards his position because of the danger that he possesses and his 1v1 capability. He almost forces 2v1 situations. He forces the opposition players to really gravitate towards him, and that takes pressure and players away from Bukayo Saka, and naturally then you're looking towards the pass over towards the right hand side. You're thinking about that moment that I showed you just moments earlier that allowed for Sarr to get in. The same can be said for Saka to find himself in space, and then you're driving forwards. All of this happens in an instant, and it's these phases of play and these patterns of play that I think could unlock the way that Viktor Gyökeres goes forwards. It could be absolutely brilliant. And it's in these central zones that I think you're going to see Eberechi Eze come alive, not only for assists and linking with his teammates, but also for driving forwards and creating opportunities for himself. Take this moment that he had against Fulham. Eze gets the ball off Mitchell, and then it's about him driving. But look at how much space he's in. He's isolated that space for himself. Yes, it's a little bit more of a transitional sense, but I also think that links in with what Arsenal could look to do a lot of this season. Viktor Gyökeres is very much a transitional-based player. He likes running into space. He likes utilising the space in behind the opponents, and Eze does as well. He enjoys the space that's left by his opposition. And we mentioned the 1v2 opportunities that Eze could have, and thinking about the moments and what that could offer for Arsenal if he was able to take two opposition players out of the game. He does here. It's this 1v1 opportunity and possibly this 1v2 opportunity that you can see right here that's incredibly crucial. He drives past two, but then finds himself a little bit more central. It's from this moment that he's able to take an absolutely cracking shot and lay it into the middle of the goal on the right hand side. It's a fantastic hit, but again, it's that 1v1 capability, it's that ability on the ball, the awareness to drive into space that makes him such a dangerous player. He is a wonder, and he will be fantastic for the Arsenal. And if Mikel Arteta wanted to be a little bit more proactive, a little bit more gung-ho, and really be quite brave with this Arsenal setup, you could see some brand new attacking protocols and a new attacking formation that Arsenal could utilise. If we were to move Eze a little bit more central, you could have Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard on either side, linking up with Zubimendi, but also allowing Eze to be that focal point. He's so good centrally that I think it could take away from that burden that Odegaard is feeling and really add something to their game. You've still got Rice to work on that left channel, Odegaard on that right, and it just adds so much. I spoke about Marzo Iskeli and the power that he's got, the drive that he's got. Utilising that down the left flank while also linking with Rice and Eze could be something really special. Bukayo Saka doing the same on that right hand side. We know everything about Bukayo Saka and how amazing he is, and it's those two channels that you could really see open up, but it's also the centre focal point that I think could really allow Arsenal to progress forwards. We're talking about Eze with his 1v1 capability. We're talking about the way he's able to drift into space and the allowance that he could give Odegaard and the release that he could give him to just progress a little bit further forwards. It's going to be really impressive. And then his link up with both of those channels, almost like a 3-3-3-1, if that makes sense. You've still got great balance on the backside as well. You've got Saliba in the centre, allowing to pick those passes. You've got Gabriel and Timber on both sides. It just seems to make sense, I think, and it's got so many different avenues to go forwards. Eberechi Eze is an unbelievable and fantastic talent and unlocks so many different avenues for Arsenal that really could take them to the next level and even possibly the title. But of course, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think about Eze joining Arsenal and whether you think it's a good signing and how far you think he could take Arsenal. Can they win the title? Let me know. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care.